The labor movement in Ghana has seen some dramatic improvement since active advocacy began over 5 decades ago. With over 5 million people engaged in active employment in both the informal and formal sectors, guaranteeing the protection of welfare of workers to basic free speech, movement and association has become important. And over the last 2 decades, entrenchment of democracy in Ghana has also offered more voice to workers in the labor front.
What we expect all the unions is to ensure that they really strengthen the unions to be able to grapple with the challenges that we have. They have to make the union attractive, ensure that they go out in a very aggressive way to increase numbers.
Contributing significantly to this movement is the Union of Industry, Commerce and Finance Workers, Unicof.
Increasingly, it is becoming clear that if you have to be very effective as a labor movement, then we need a lot of resources to do that. To be able to take care of our members who have wrongfully been terminated, to be able to get the right legal advices and all the other things that we need to be an effective organization.
Established in 2003, the union has ensured adequate provisions have been made for advocating effective welfare schemes and modalities for workers. From an initial 5,000 members in 2004, Unicof management led by elected executives have adopted effective corporate governance practices to manage daily administration of Unicof.
Guided by our strategic plan that have been put in place, and we work within the strategic plan, and I could tell you we have exceeded almost every budget or every target that we set within the strategic plan.
I think the core business of the union is basically to protect the interest of its workers. So in so long as they do everything to achieve this, I think they are doing well.
The finances of the union have been managed with the guidance from the target set by the strategic plan 2005 to 2009. Whilst our revenue targets have been largely exceeded, in addition, some strategic investments have been made in other financial instruments, and barring any major suffocation for the credit crunch, the union should remain financially viable and stable.
The union, with its specialized organs, realized that in order to achieve a harmonious industrial environment, relations with other stakeholders is important. Thus, partnerships with the Ghana's Employer Association and a healthy working relationship with the media, civil society organizations to promote advocacy. There is also close collaboration with the Ghana Trade Union Congress.
We also expect them to really build the union based on good governance and internal democracy, encouraging the entire rank and file members in the day-to-day running of the unions.
With the labor front in Ghana increasingly becoming more technical and intellectual, adopting innovative techniques and knowledge on current trends is a daily occurrence at Unicof.
For us, we found it necessary to join Unicof because we think that it is a formidable group who can pursue our agenda.
You see that we are young, but still we are matured.
One of the measures we have adopted is the setting up of the union's own website, www.unicof.org. From this site, major policy statements and activities are publicized.
We chose this thing because, as well as you, we are disgusted with the bitter and painful poverty we see all around us. Poverty of the unemployed who lives a dehumanized life, and poverty of the worker who barely scratches a living from his earnings. Living a substandard life and see that employment creation is one of the surest ways of attacking this pervasive scourge. Shamefully in Ghana, employment creation is not an indicator of economic growth, and yet that is the one factor of development that shows how government policy directly impacts the livelihoods of the people.
After embarking on a drive to increase membership, Unicof witnessed a tremendous increase in its local chapters from 14 in 2005 to 45 in 2008. This figure comprised 27% professional and managerial staff unions and the rest locals. Out of these locals, 30 are from commerce, 9 from insurance, 21 from industry and 19 from finance sectors.
They are always there, and when it comes to negotiation, they know what to do. They know what to say, what not to say, how to handle management situations.
Having performed creditably over the last 6 years, members looked forward to Unicof's first Quadrennial Delegates Congress at the Great Hall, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Kumasi. Over 900 delegates attended from the 23rd to the 25th of July 2009. For management of Unicof, giving account of itself to members is integral to its operations.
Unfortunately, my brothers and sisters, as a country, we are still stuck in the outmoded economic paradigm which measures livelihoods and welfare of citizens either by the extent to which the wealth of the few have trickled down, or how stable prices have become over a period, or still how the rates of banks lend have reduced. But clearly, these standards of measure do not capture all the people. It only favors the elite, those who are in the command of the economy or who have real demand to determine those prices in the first place, and those with property or income to secure the lending.
And Unicof can be said to be one of our affiliate unions that has really proven to be quite a vibrant union.
During deliberations, it was disclosed a total of 189 negotiations and wage openers were completed between July 2006 and December 2008. In all, 21% salary increment was gained for members, and for most of them, strengthening managerial ethics and human resource training across board are key to productivity.
It means that we are improving. We have come to realize that the talking does the work.
Once we have that, then we are sure that the grassroots is active. If the grassroots is active, then of course the middle and the upper levels of the organization is certainly going to be active.
With the Congress on the theme, employment creation and decent work, the key to real economic development, Unicof places productivity, workers' welfare and employment creation at the heart of its core activities.
In the view of the Ghana TUC, and I believe most Ghanaians agree with us, employment creation is the single most important challenge facing Ghana. The spectre of young, energetic Ghanaians moving the streets of our major towns and cities, selling everything from dogs to dog chains, is worrying. It portends real danger to social cohesion and political stability. Our nascent democracy cannot thrive when the economy fails to provide decent and productive employment opportunities to the people, particularly the young ones.
At the Congress, briefing on classification of members was outlined.
And it's like more or less like a pilgrimage for us. We've brought as many delegates as possible. And we want to handle the unions like, let's go to South Africa. The facilities they get and all those, the workers who belong to the union. Not that you go and negotiate for them, that's all. You take their dues, make them to know that the dues that you are taking, you are going to use it judiciously. And this is what we are doing. We are held accountable at these meetings. It is also an opportunity where we discuss and adopt our strategic plan.
Over the years, gender mainstreaming was identified as a priority for Unicof. Thus, the establishment of a National Women's Coordinating Committee in 2008.
It is motivating our women to be part of the process. It is generating a lot of interest amongst our women.
We have a powerful leadership, and good leadership also enhances the ability of the union to perform well.
This has led to efforts by Unicof for women to participate effectively in the management and leadership of the union. For members of Unicof, these steps taken have helped in consolidating the growth of the union.
And for now, we think that they are doing. And so we are comfortable with being attached to Unicof.
And want to ensure that at the local level also, our women are interested in the activities of the union.
Important for the Congress was the election of executives to manage the union after hours of constitutional amendment, resolutions, credentials, and a look at the Strategic Planning Commission. Apart from the positions of first and second trustee, all executives were elected unopposed. Enyakun was elected as first trustee, and Melvin Ashley also received the approval of majority of members after fierce contest. For Unicof, the successful organization of its first Quadrennial Congress marks a milestone and a new beginning for the labor union and the labor front in Ghana.
We are just 6 years, but we are able to put up a very mighty building and all those things. So with 10 years, we are going to, because the investment that we are doing is great.
And we are determined, and what we have done so far is yielding results.